and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, we'd like to talk about AGUST's glitch film, focusing on a little breakdown and analysis of the video to see what it can tell us about the concept of D-Day. Now, after releasing People Part 2 with IU, D-Day's pre-promotion continued with an intriguing video titled Glitch Film. The main goal of this cinematic teaser is to introduce us to the core concept of the album as a whole, and in doing so it brings us right back to the origins of AGUST's rebellious persona. As we learned from the album announcement, D-Day marks the final installment of a trilogy under AGUST's moniker. It all started in 2016 with the mixtape titled AGUST, then it continued in 2020 with D2, and now the series is coming to an end with D-Day. As the culmination of this musical countdown, the album explores Suga's personal journey as AGUST, providing an intimate portrayal of his life as an artist, but also of his work behind the scenes. As he already discussed time and time again, while his personas might change, his creative process always stays the same. Whether it's credited as Suga of BTS or AGUST, the music that we listen to is always created by a man called Yoongi, so in a sense, D-Day is meant to bridge that gap and reconcile his personas into a cohesive image. In order to do so, however, it's first necessary to understand what AGUST was and what it actually represented, so the glitch film introduces us to this concept by bringing us right back to the day AGUST made his debut. As the video opens with a shot of a calendar, the camera zooms in on August 17, 2016. Now, this is a choice that actually confused a lot of people and myself included, because in theory, the official release date of the mixtape is marked as August 15th. In Korea, both the mixtape and the video dropped at midnight on the 16th, and Give It To Me dropped a couple of days later on the 18th. Because of that, it was initially very confusing when they focused on the 17th, but if we check BTS's SoundCloud page, we can find the answer right away. On that account, it's written that AGUST's release was on the 17th of August 2016, so it's very likely that the video is referencing that date. Either way, the calendar at the beginning is meant to reference our first encounter with AGUST. According to Yoongi, AGUST is an alter ego whose mixtape allowed him to temporarily escape the idol framework and express himself with a lot more freedom. Since his name is Suga spelled backwards followed by the initials of Daegu Town, AGUST was almost perceived as a darker reflection. It was a persona who was aggressively honest, somebody who could speak his mind the way an idol never could, and in the glitch film, Yoongi confirms this impression as well. In the narration, AGUST is described as a glitch of Suga. He's the persona that allowed him to break the wall between what he wanted to say and what he couldn't say, but also a part of him that was confident enough to never get intimidated and brave enough to always rebel. AGUST was the one asking the uncomfortable questions, the one standing up against the world, and a part of Yoongi's inner self forcefully colliding against stereotypes. With D-Day, however, we get the sense that all of this is coming to an end. Not only the album is presented as the last installment of the trilogy under AGUST's name, but in the film we also get a glimpse of a basketball reading AGUST 2016-2023. This implies that D-Day might be the last appearance of this persona, maybe even showing the possible death of this character, but at least conceptually, AGUST will continue to live on within Yoongi himself. In the narration, for instance, Suga explains that after enduring trauma for a while, this temporary glitch transforms into a driving force. This force creates a new wavelength and becomes a part of him, thus suggesting that AGUST will successfully become one with Suga and Yoongi himself. Bear in mind, in the film AGUST is also described as an afterimage, which is an impression that lingers even after the image disappears. As explained in the press release, the film is shot in a way that visually maximizes the afterimage of the mixtapes that Yoongi released as AGUST. This means that even if things are getting blurry and the image of AGUST will slowly disappear, his impression still remains. The imprint that he left, his passion and his drive, will outlive his actual stay and eventually surviving Yoongi himself. You see, in this official solo debut, Yoongi is looking to bridge the gap between his multiple personas. People Part 2 was meant to sync up Suga and AGUST, but the rest of the album will continue down this road, finally uniting these two sides of him into a cohesive identity. To see what will happen to AGUST in haegeum and D-Day as a whole, we'll have to wait and see, but in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.